rolling now.
Oh, okay. So basically, I was talking to a friend of mine who
Go ahead.
Basically, I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were just having a conversation. I was telling him about, my husband and what we do together and so forth. And he says, I asked him, I said, well, you gonna try your hand at, marriage again? And he said, you do know I've been married twice before, right? And started laughing, and I laughed, and I was like, well, yeah, I know you've been married. I just thought you might want to try the third time. So we laughed.
Third time the charm, right?
Third time being the charm. But he gonna say, but what he said is an idea that needs to be put out into the universe or the atmosphere, whatever the case may be, so that people have a better grip on marriage. It's not that we don't understand this and we haven't learned this, but the whole idea of marriage is just knowing. One of the things he said was, I don't need a project and I don't need anybody to come and try to fix me. He said, I'm going to come as I am, and I'm not going to be working to make you into something that I want you to be. He said, that's first off. He said, second of all, I'm looking to just have a healthy relationship with someone that I can be friends with. And he said that he wants to be in a situation where they can actually build and work towards something together. Not in a situation where we just, doing whatever all the time, the regular old traditional stuff, go on vacations and this. He said, I'm not even trying to promote having a wedding or any of that kind of stuff. We ain't even got to go to the courthouse to be married. He said the thing is laying all that foundational stuff before we even say, hey, we just start living married before you even talk about having a wedding, and which I think is really, it makes a lot of sense, because that marriage is just basically showing everybody that you agreed to be married. You don't enter into the marriage after you sign the paperwork. You enter into the marriage before you even sign the paperwork. Because that way you want to do it. Because that damn paper ain't got nothing to do with what that marriage really is.
Well, you know where we mess up at, though.
Where?
Well, because we really are going through dating, which is divorce and adultery training in the new generation. Then, because we're going through divorce and adultery training in the new generation, how the hell can you be married when most times all we think marriage is about is getting a piece of paper that legalizes fucking? And if it legalizes fucking, then hell, you can fuck anybody. So the problem that we usually have is that when you don't have a manual or a blueprint or any model that you can see of how marriage looks, you can see why we got all the damn violence and all the different things that's going on in our communities with the children. Because when you look at the adults and those of us who have grown up generation to generation, we're looking at a less than reality that's called marriage. Marriage is not what it's supposed to be or should be or even could be, because we don't know the process by which to be married, or we're neglecting to pass it on, or we're just saying to hell with it, I'm not going to do it because it's too hard. And that's why when it comes to the idea or the principle of if you got two functioning marriages, those two are the engines by which a government can be established.
A functional marriage?
Yeah, functional marriage. You got two individuals who are whole, healthy, that's coming together to become one. Or as one person said, if you're gonna have a 2-egg omelet, you can't have a half of an omelet here and a 3/4 of an omelet says 2-egg omelet. No, a whole 2-egg omelet means one whole egg, another whole egg. You scramble them together and you get one 2-egg omelet. What we get is a relationship that half a person meeting a fourth of a person, and then we drawing on each other, pulling on each other, sucking the life out of each other. And then when we get tired and fed up because we couldn't find wholeness or completeness in one another, we say that nigga wasn't right, she wasn't shit, and then we dissolve the marriage or break it up before the legal process takes place. We break it up because we didn't understand that there's a higher power that we got to be connected with that has nothing to do with the other person in that sense. It has something to do with you finding wholeness and completeness within yourself and your relationship with God, so that you can be in a real state of matrimony with another person. And that's where we at. We need another chemical reaction.